I tried to hurry up and catch this race. And for this video, for this live stream, I'm going to go between races. I'm going to go through emails and shit. Emails and messages and shit like that. Because we get about 5-minute break between, about 8-minute break between every race. So I read them off and go over them. So, yeah. Yeah. Man. Shane. Yeah. I thought I changed the video. Changed the picture. Oh well. It be alright. Be alright. Make sure. Make sure you guys can hear this. Yeah, that's fine. Yo, Dark Rebel, yo, what's the first game of the Nier series I should play? Zomboid, well, I didn't play the old ones, man. Actually, the weird part about that was I played the first Nier game I played was Nier Automata or Nier Automata, however you want to say it. And then I went back and played the other one, and I gave the other one away for free on the channel too. But I mean, honestly, like, okay, now there was only maybe 2 or 3 things about Nier Replicant. There was only like 2 or 3 things that really transferred over to Automata, to the newest one. But those 2 or 3 things were like big things that had you like floored. It didn't really have a lot to do with the story or anything, but it would just have you floored in Nier Automata. Like, you know, it would just be like one sentence, but like that one sentence was like some super deep shit. So I would say, well, there was more character growth in Nier Replicant, I think, because you start out as like a kid and you grow into a full-grown man type of shit. Whereas Nier Automata, you had a lot more different storylines. I'd say you got to play as the robot, and you got to play as the girl first, then the boy, then the other girl, then a robot. I think I can't remember. Oh wait, I never used this car before, and I ain't never been on this. Well, no, I've been on Monza, but I've never used this car before. So the first race always goes to shit. So bear with me. But racing is like learning how to deal with bitches. Like, you just gotta, every track is gonna be different, have its own personality. There's not gonna be 2 exact right turns that are the same, and even if they are, you got a whole different car. So racing is like dealing with bitches, and you still fuck up. You still have bad laps, bad race. Oh wait, there is a chicane in this one. Because one time there was no chicane. I slowed down for no reason. I don't even know what a braking point is in this car. It's a 4-lap race. Monza is known to have. This is usually just an awful track. Like in any racing game, not just Gran Turismo. Like literally any and every racing game, Monza is just the worst. Like it's no. Like there's a saying, like if you wanna have a clean race, stay off Monza. Just stay off. That's the name of this track, Monza. Just stay away from this track. This is just terrible for online racing. So this is my first race, so I'm like, this is gonna be shit. And we in slower cars too. Yo, what's up, Mr. Mo? Oh yeah, yo, Mr. Moji. I seen the videos you sent, man. We're probably gonna do it on Thursday. What day is today? Monday. Can I do this? Okay, I don't know if I can do that flat out in this car. I've never used this Bugatti. This is a Bugatti. I've never used this car in this game. Well, I used it like once. All I remember is it's pretty much like... it's just a big-ass boat. But it has a good top speed in this class. It's the fastest car I got in this class, so this is what we're rolling with. So, yeah, see, I'm fucking up. If that Audi is up there and I'm back here, I'm fucking it. But this is my first race in this car on this track, so... And I used to having 7 gears in one car. That's kind of confusing me too. I could have floored it a lot earlier. Oh, too hot. There we go. Well, saved it. But it was a bit too hot. That's Super GT be talking. A bit too hot. Just nip it up the kinner. He's from the UK. That's how he be talking. Hope I didn't touch him. I thought that was clean, but sometimes you gotta just be gangster. You gotta just say fuck it. And just nip it up the inside. That's way too... Yeah, I'm just in complete experimental mode for this first race, especially for this first race. I have no idea how to take these turns in this car at all. Good video day was a serious topic. Oh, and on the Patreon, yeah, about some real shit about my own girl dealing with my own relationship. Yeah, man. But like I said, at some point, man, like they all gonna have that hypergamy shit. I'm trying to figure this track out. Hang on. Just exactly. Okay, yes, these are slower cars, so I could gun it a lot earlier in this car than I could last. You know, last week when I was on that Tokyo track, I couldn't gun it like I wanted to, because if you gun it, like, because I don't use traction control, so especially if you're in a rear wheel drive car, if you gun it, if you just floor it while you turning, like, there's a good chance you're gonna spin out. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah. Give me a penalty. Give me all that penalty. I deserve that. I cut that shit hard. And then give me a penalty. I deserve a penalty for that. They should, I want a penalty for that. And that's Gran Turismo. That's the penalty system in this game. It's just fucked up. It's almost like they try to fuck it up. That type of shit. Because I should have got a penalty for that. I just fucking flat out just cut that shit. See, this part right here can be tricky, especially if you come in here wrong. It just messes up the whole formula of what to do next. So for those of y'all who play any type of simulation racing games, like y'all know, like every turn, like you get used to going at a certain speed at a certain angle, and if you fuck up, like the whole formula gets fucked up. And you gotta just like wing it. I could have floored that a little earlier. He's catching up behind now because I'm just experimenting with this shit. I don't know, he's going up to 1 point. I should leave him on this straight in his car. The brakes are actually pretty good in this car. I wasn't expecting this car to brake that well. It's actually pretty good. Cause remember that first time I came down, I braked about twice the space back just to give it some room and shit. But brakes on this. I need to use the Bugatti more often. I ain't know it felt like this. Because last time I used the Bugatti, like, I was complete trash at this game. Like, so... can I do that? Yeah, I can. Okay. That part is kind of tricky too. That turn I just did, because if you can hit it smooth if you accelerate just properly, but you gotta know your car. Like I said, this is my first race, man. This is my experimental race. My first two. Oh baby. Fix it. There we go. This big booty slipstream. Where's big booty slipstream at? Well, he's in the slipstream too, so I can't catch on him because he's in the other guys. Oh, can we steal it? I think we. Oh, can we steal another one? We can. Okay, no, we ain't gonna get his. Got an 8th. Really, I got 10th for real. And I should have got a penalty, so I'm not excited about that. Yo, cheers, mate. I'm drinking water. H2O. What? Oh, so Zomboy says, what did you like about the Nier series? The attention to detail with the story, and also, so Automata dealt more with, well, I think that's just the thing, because I looked into the Drakengard and all that shit. It seems like that Yoko Taro motherfucker always does great jobs with stories. I want to do that grade 3 race for real. I'm gonna do this one more time. And we're going to do that grade 3. This week's grade 3 race shouldn't be too bad. Last week was awful with that fucking Formula car. That was terrible. It didn't look bad, but if you had to play that shit, that was awful. But no, what I like the most about the Nier Automata really touched on the idea of what consciousness is, and you know, and just humanity. It really dove deep into that, man. And then it was like the story was told so well from so many different points of view. So I mean, if you worry for spoilers, I'm going to spoil this. And I say after I've been on about 30 minutes, I'm going to go over some emails and messages in between races. But so when you start the game out in Nier Automata, you play that girl. You know, they make her a sexy girl, blah, blah. Well, the game, they actually explain in either the story in the game or story in like their concerts, they explain why her name's 2B, because they're all androids. It's set in the year like 10,000 something, and they're all androids, but they're based off humans type of thing. And yeah, you start off as 2B, and 9S is this kid, this boy. He's probably like 16. He's this boy, and he's trying to be nice to 2B, and 2B's just a bitch to him. Like, we're not supposed to be laughing on the job, motherfucker, and all that. But for real, like 2B really feels sorry. But like, okay, the first playthrough, all you see is from 2B's side. She's cold, she's strict, she's relatively strict and cold, and you know, and she's the fighting unit. She's she's the assassination unit or whatever they call it. And then on the second playthrough, when you play as 9S. And the game don't even tell you he's going to do that. It just start off like that. You play as the boy on the next route. And then you find out throughout his story, it's like, oh shit, like 2B really felt bad for 9S because she had to kill 9S like over and like her 2B's job was to go with 9S because 9S was a hacker unit. So he was proficient in hacking. But what would happen was 9S would always end up hacking a little too deep. And while he would hack deep, he would find out some secret he shouldn't have found out. And it was 2B's job to kill him and reset him to an earlier time before he found it out. right? But 9S never really knew it. But in the readings of it, he starts to figure it out. He doesn't know why, but he feels like he should just kill 2B. But he doesn't really know why. Like, he doesn't really know why, but he starts to get the, he even starts to set up traps to kill 2B. But 2B just wipes him out because, because she's the killer unit. She just wipes him out every time. But and I mean, she literally just like she's killed him she's killed him at least, I say hundreds of times. And it gets to a point where it just starts to wear on her and she just gets tired of it. And, but it's, the story is just so deep, man. And then like one part that really caught me off guard was I remember while I was playing it, there was so many different side stories going on at the same time. There were so many different things you could think about that they would bring up. And during a cutscene, there would be like this translucent girl in a red dress, and she would just pop up for like one cut of the camera, and the next cut she'd be gone. I'm like, yo, I am not tripping. I just seen a girl in a red dress. And it wouldn't say shit for the longest. It ain't say nothing about that girl in a red dress. I'm like, yo, I am not tripping, dude. There was a bitch in a red dress one cutscene ago. She was standing right there. And come to find out she was a computer for real. She was a computer for real. And they had a good point in that game. For those of you who played it, you know what I'm talking about. For those who not, this is going to be completely fucking, nonsense. But long story short, the humans had died off a long time ago. They had been lied to and said that the humans' remains were stored in the moon's database or whatever. But it was all just a lie, because if they didn't give the androids something to fight for, they would have nothing to fight for and just, die out. So the androids thought that they were like the superior being. So what happened? Okay, long story short, the machines came and tried to take over the world, and the androids believe that they can actually fight them off and beat them up, blah, 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 blah. So as the story progresses, you find out, the machines really could have wiped the androids out a long time ago. Because first they was trying to blame it on the aliens, but then you find the aliens when you fight Adam and Eve and come to find out, the aliens got wiped out by the machines. The machines were just too strong the whole time. But the theory was, when you come across that girl in the red dress, she gets into a fight with herself and on some logic shit. She goes, no, we should leave these androids alive. That way, we should leave these androids alive, and we should dumb down our troops. You see, so if we dumb our troops down, we can sit back and watch the androids, watch how they, what's the word I'm looking for? We can watch their tactics, and we could develop and grow, as a fighting force in the world in case a stronger threat comes along. That way we know what to do. If we weaken ourselves and watch how these androids, they grow and try different things and try different ways of doing things. Now we're in the practice of it. And then the other side of the computer, the red girl, she was like, no, we should just kill them off, because ain't no point in wasting all these resources and blah, 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 blah. And so that's how you end up you don't beat them, but the computer falls in on its own logic, which is great logic. I never would have thought about that. I never would have thought, of that turn in the story. So long story short, the whole time the machines were really the dominant ones, the entire time. They just acted dumb so they can let the androids think they had a chance and think they were strong, and just really just teach the machines are just learning from them. That's all they were doing the whole time. And it was a big plot twist in it. Yeah. You get on Trackmania? I don't even know what that is. I've heard of it. Thanks, Charlie Guns. So after this race, yeah, probably after this race, I'm gonna go read between races. I'm gonna read off questions and shit like that. Nice finish. Thanks, Hostile Evie. Appreciate it, man. Oh yeah, so Dark Rebel says, good video today. It was a serious topic. It is what it is in regards to nationality. Each man has to figure out how to maximize his life at the individual level. Broads will be broads. Oh yeah, man. Girls will be girls. So for those of y'all who don't know what he's talking about, on my Patreon, I posted a video pretty much, talking about my relationship with my girl, and just the reality of, I say, y'all know what I say. I say, woman as woman is nothing to be followed, to genuinely be followed or admired, because the core reason, because the core, at her core, you don't mean anything to her. All right. Now you might be her last tactic of survival or best option or some shit like that, but when that better option come along and she thinks she can do something better, she thinks she can maintain it, she's gone. The woman is nothing to follow, nothing to look up to, man. And I broke it down even dealing with my girl in this situation. It was me, her, and her sister, and and her sister did some legit racist shit to the point where I had to ask, like, does she know I'm black? It was like, oh no, you're American, it's fine, type of shit. And it was some fucked up shit. But it's the videos on Patreon. I'm gonna open this window. I always get hot when I start talking. Yeah, I started working out my legs, and because my back just got too bad with the scoliosis. My back, we was in there frying chicken in the fryer, and I was standing up there, deep dunking in the deep fryer, and like my back was fucked up just from standing cooking chicken, dude. Like just from standing up and cooking chicken for like an hour and a half, my back was fucked up. So I was like, yeah, gotta start running, doing squats, doing lunges. I gotta do all that shit now. Got to start kicking the heavy bag again. I got to start, doing ab roller exercises and all that again. That's how I know, yeah. Like that's how I know my back's getting super fucked up. Is when I just the basic of basic things. I'd be like after an hour, I'd be like, oh, god damn. And then once I start working out, I'm fine. I could stand up. I could run, walk around, dance. I could do anything. Once I work out, I'm fine again. But I always get lazy and say, fuck it. Why I say my internet's in the middle? I don't know why it keeps doing that. Because my internet sure is gangster right now. Oh, my phone's over there. My internet is gangster. It's the most gangster internet I've ever had in my life. I got 1,000 download and 50 upload. Which, speaking about that, I want to upload to 1440 because I know I can. But right now, I really want to upload to 1440 so I have a crisper upload so y'all can see, just a better presentation. But I don't want to risk fucking this shit up again. Like I was fucked up. Remember I was fucked up for those last 2-3 weeks in a row? I was fucked up. So I finally got it working smoothly. I don't want to, rush it and fuck up again. Say Twilight. What the fuck was it? Yo, Elijah, what's going, man? Yeah, Weapon X. I never played Drakengard though. I watched like the summaries of the stories and like the different endings and which ones led up to Automata. But I never played them. Never played them, man. $2K is what's the temp out there? It's 12 degrees here in Chicago. 12 Fahrenheit in Chicago. It ain't that cold out here. It was snowing, but it's like hovering around freezing. It's 12. If it's 12 Fahrenheit, it ain't that cold here. I never been to Chicago, man. Cause I heard it's the Windy City, and that Windy City means cold as fuck. I don't know why people pick this Ferrari. I've never had good results with it. This wouldn't be that bad because the engine is in the back, but these cars just don't go that next level fast. So it's not, such a big issue. Damn, he just tried to just bogart his way through. What flag is that, Decker? That's not Italy. That's not Italy. It's the same colors, but that's definitely... Oh, baby. Oh, fucking up. My bad. That was all my fault. Oh, 1440p is too good. Yeah. I know, because I looked into what speeds I need, and I got plenty enough speed to upload in 1440. But like I said, I'm afraid I'm gonna fuck my shit up and have it doing that thing. Remember when it was like lagging and shit on my live streams and skipping and shit? I finally got it working, you know, consistently smooth. So like, I'm just happy to have it doing this type of thing. But I do want to upload in the 1440. Oh man, I ain't fucking this race. Damn, did I run him off? I'm fucking this race up. He's gonna go to race 3. But yeah, now 1440p, yeah, that is a sweet spot, yeah. Because 4K is like, unless you just got a big ass, unless you watching on like a big ass screen, 4K is really just overrated, in my opinion. Because like for how much it's gonna tax the system versus like the actual, you know. In my opinion, I would say, if I had the game at 4K, okay, let's say if I had a game in PC and it was like delicate to the point where like I had to pick. Oh, he fucked that up. I let him go too. If I had to pick, I would choose 1440 for like just to have that reliable 60 frames a second or higher, than to go ahead and do that 4K. Unless I was just on a big ass TV. If I was on a big ass TV, yeah, then 4K makes a whole lot of difference. But like smaller TVs, I'd rather get that consistent frame rate than to lower that shit or have like wild dips at 4K. I thought he was gonna go around the inside. I'm trying to let him go. I thought he was gonna dive bomb it and go for it. You good with 720? Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, if it's on a phone, like especially if you're on a phone, yeah, 720 is perfect. You don't need to even risk any of that shit, man. But even like, oh really? Just running me off like that? But see, that is usual Monza shit like that. Just run you clean off. Because the reason why Monza is so bad is that it has these really long straights, and then like hairpin turns like that. and that's just commonplace for this track. Okay, either it has hairpin turns or it's like shit like this where if you get run off, you won't be over there in that sand and be fucked up. See, it has these long straights, and either it's a hairpin turn or the turn has some like wildly long runoff where you'll just lose a lot of time if somebody runs you off. Oh, and they got penalties too. Oh, I'm going way too fast. Ah, fuck. Ah. Damn. Oh, they getting ready to fight. Oh, I got a penalty for that. I cut that shit too hard. I fucked that up. Ain't no point. I got a second penalty. I'm gonna lose this shit. I got 12. All right, so yeah. You gotta work on your shift. Yo, I never used the Bugatti, and this is a slower class. So I'm learning like the whole time. I've never used the Bugatti ever. Like one time, a long time ago, dude. I used it. So yeah. First, let me enter that other race. I was probably revving it out. I'm not that far from the fastest lap in this group of people, though. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, this is good break. Okay, so let me go into... First, okay, this was an old one I meant to talk about a long time ago and just kept forgetting. So this writer says, could you do a video on why women don't like confident men? I've noticed this a lot in school, my own family, friends, and other guys I used to know. It's the little subtle things I've caught throughout my lifetime. It was small and quick with their eyes and body language, but they would cover it up. And deep down, I'm like, wait, what is what? And it brought back my attention to one of your videos. A guy called in saying a sorority girl told him he was too confident in himself. And you had the... And you let it... It's because I'm on thing. Being a follower of the fuck. Okay. And he said, yeah. And the guy says, okay. So long story short, this is, yeah, why don't women like confident men? I think this car was good for this. This is always a good safety car. This is always a good backup car to pick. So there's different types of confidence, and it really depends on where you are, and what world you in, and you know what I'm saying. Now, if a guy is, let me turn this heat off. I'll be right back. So if a guy is awkwardly overly confident, like that could definitely, like to a woman, that could be like if a guy is if a guy is confident just in him being confident type of thing, but it's like overly like almost he's relying on his own confidence. See, women, this is hard to really explain because women learn this shit on an animalistic level. You see, and then they like I said, women use verbal language as like the fifth way of communication. Women are like dogs. Like I said in videos like before, dogs don't go up to each other and go, "Hello, how are you today?" They just watch how each other move and what they do and all that. That's how they tell what you're about. So with that being said, like explaining this shit is gonna be kind of difficult. So with it's all about where you are. Okay, where do you really fit in this whole scheme of thing, and how the confidence is coming? Like is it coming? And even then, if you're talking about a handful of women, well, that could just be like just a handful of women. So it's a hard thing to really explain. But a lot of times with younger guys, okay, a younger guy to a woman, I got gas, my ice cream earlier. But a younger guy to a woman is always going to be like slower and behind because I guarantee you, most of them young girls, they have had some type of relationship with an older man. So when she's dealing with a guy who's younger, especially if he's younger, she can smell all that out a whole lot quicker in him. Because like I said in older videos, women have a lot more mileage, have a lot more mileage than men do. Like I think I said a while, like a 20-year-old girl is like mentally equivalent to to the average 40-year-old man when it comes to mileage and what they've done and shit like that with with relationships and how they can smell shit out. It's about the same with that. So like the confidence, like it depends on where what your confidence is in, because I talked to this about I spoke about this with my girl. And she had this rich dude from Spain trying to get her. And we talked thoroughly about it, and we came to the conclusion, like a guy who was reliant on something other than just himself is as to a woman is as disgusting as if the guy just had nothing at all. Because because you can be confident, but at the same time, you can be confident in your confidence type of thing. Now that shit works in getting jobs and shit. But with women, a lot of women they gonna feel it out and they gonna notice what it is. And another reality on that is, okay, if you're so confident, some women can be actually intimidated by it. And because they know they can never live up to that, and they'll never be able to just relax around you because you just too strong in your own mentality and your own and what you do and how you move. And some women just can't. They already know they can't. They're not gonna keep up with that because of the initial feeling of being like being around and this is why a certain group of women just go around. They just fuck complete dead end losers. Because it's easier for her to go fuck, the relative loser. That way she doesn't have to, be all this. She can relax now. Whereas when she goes to work, now she has to, live up to, usually these girls are working, good jobs. Weirdly enough, a lot of times, or they're usually the breadwinners. That's usually why. Because when they go home, they're like, look, I don't want to compete like that. I just want to, I just want to be able to relax. So like, dealing with men, which I probably didn't explain it well at all, but there is such thing as either being overconfident or that awkward situation of where you're confident in your confidence, like you're not just genuinely naturally, maybe coming off as just genuinely naturally, and sometimes even if you are, that can be intimidating in itself to some girls too. But at a college campus, it'd be a matter. Let me tell you something. At a college campus, and those girls are cute. Those girls are fucking the teachers, the tutors. Those girls are getting around, dude. Those girls are getting around. Zero. The only reason they don't have an option is because they feel like because she done seen her friends get something better, so now her self-esteem is hit because she can't get what she's seen her friends get. But when it comes to them having options, they've got tons in those. Especially like Well, like all the manosphere guys say, you know, when girls start their life out front loaded. Oh, what's this? Oh, Mr. Emoji, I see the the Madonna shit. Hold on, let me see this.
I saw you in Brooklyn, by the way, performing.
Oh, that might get me muted because I'm playing. That's Jimmy Fallon. That yeah, I can already see Madonna. Yeah, man. That. Hey, yo, speaking about Madonna, I just right before I turned this on, I had like you know the smart TV had Kirsten Dunst talking about her role in Spider Man, and like yeah, because you could tell she's trying to come back in the Marvel universe, and she no. She tried to be cute. Like, tee. No, that tee ain't gonna work at 42, bitch. You old. You old. But it's over. Mm, that's rough. Hey, y'all want to know something great? Every now and then I tap into like to like American like what's they call that shit when they be webcams and shit. Like every now and then I tap into it just to see how the women are back in the U.S. And it is so fucking disgusting. Like it's just disgusting. I feel sorry for guys in America who have to deal with that shit. That your best option is an American woman because you in North America. I feel sorry for y'all, honestly. And that is, I'm not even joking. I'm dead serious. When I see how those girls funky at with just the funky attitudes, and you know knowing she has all those options because America's essentially monopolized pussy. So it's like, and on top of that, like all of them are fat and dumb. Or if she's just of healthy body weight, she's immediately a goddess to some dude. It's just I forget what I was on, but every now and then I'll dive into like some type of online dating or something back in America, and it is literally abysmal. It is a bit. It's terrible. Like that. That's just I could not imagine. That's probably why I went crazy when I went back to the U.S. Just looking at this shit, just going back there and just seeing this shit again. Like it's pathetic. Like, it is. I feel for those of you in the U.S. I really do feel honestly, man. I seriously do. I feel sorry for you. Um, just yeah. I feel sorry for American men living in the U.S. I feel sorry for you. And for those of you in the UK, you could just catch a plane flight real quick and just go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And get out that shit. For an hour. Take a plane and just fly somewhere an hour and a half and be out that shit. Americans are stuck in that. And from what I hear, Canada is pretty much following the same shit. Is even worse there, which I had no idea of. And I feel sorry for that. I feel sorry, man. If like they're just pathetic. It's pathetic. It's just completely pathetic. That American woman shit. It's awful. Yeah, Madonna looks awful. Oh, it's somebody wanted. This is another ad. I don't know if this is real or not. I doubt it because this says some. This is. I'm the PR manager of Valve. We have contacted you to offer your cooperation. We are interested in you as a person. You are active, positive, interesting, and promising. We have assessed your channel. It is your statistics that suits you completely. Our company is developing the game Skipper. Now it is in beta testing. The release of the game is planned in the near future. We'd like to invite you to repair it. This sounds like a scam. We make an advance payment of 40%. That sounds like a scam. Why the fuck is Valve coming after me? Them motherfuckers made Half-Life. Fuck y'all coming after AD. Okay, I wanted to talk about this. Oh, I never read. I don't want to read this out loud quite yet because this is like has some like personal information in it. I'm just staring at the screen and shit. And I'm reading his email. Okay, so this writer is asking about my opinion on taking antidepressants or anxiety. I'm sorry, not antidepressants, anxiety. Man, look, doctors are nothing more. I'm gonna be honest with you, man, and you probably don't want to hear this if you're watching. Hang on, let me finish reading this. He finished out. I was a Tyrone in high school. Now I see your life, and I envy you in a non-hate way. You are winning. So if this guys, if you're watching this, man, I'm be real with you about that whole medication shit and all that. I never recommend clients to go get medication. Very rarely. I've only dealt with two. I've only dealt with two who I would say like yeah like they would genuinely benefit. I hit a part where like one of my counselor friends she told me like yeah you probably need to take some medication, but that was only for maybe this was after it had gone on for like about a month and a half or something like that. But then like of course you see me I'm out of it now, but I'll be honest with you. When it comes to medication, man, doctors are nothing more than drug dealers. They selling you the same. They selling you drugs just like drug dealer would on the street, and it means more money for them. All right, for that doctor, it's gonna be more money for him. Because I'm not a doctor. I can recommend you medication, but I can't just prescribe it for you. But all that shit is. I mean, okay. The other side of it is I don't know exactly where you're coming from with your anxiety, because some people genuinely do have like really deep seated issues with anxiety. They legit have like legit chronically, what's it called, imbalances or whatever the fuck. Some people really have that shit. Like I just went through something for a period. I don't have like chronic. I've always had anxiety issues, but it was always controllable. But there's some people who just can't like their lives are just completely like overtaken by it. Now I fit that when I went through that small time in my life, but in my overall life it never just controlled. It never controlled. But I'll be honest with you, when it comes to medication, they're just fucking drug dealers with that shit, man. See, here's the thing. People automatically assume that doctors are these fucking, gods and shit. These motherfuckers don't know a lot of shit. They just trying to wing it just like you wing it. Like, they don't know either. And a lot of it's almost like asking a dating coach. Like, there's so many other variables that go into it. It's almost impossible for a doctor to know something unless they can look like at an actual fucking x-ray or like, or at like legit blood test type of shit. If you just kind of telling them some shit, these motherfuckers don't know either, and they don't want to tell you that. All right, they don't want to, because from the doctor's perspective, if he tells, a lot of what because there's a lot of quacks out there too. There's a lot of quacks. There's a lot of pieces of shit doctors out there, but their thing is to maintain your trust. That way you keep coming back to them. That way you keep paying them. All right, and medication is not going to fix most people. Medication is a drug, like heroin. You're going to have to go back to the drug dealer, keep buying the heroin from them. You see, there is when it comes to shit like anxiety, that medication, I mean, yeah, it will help. It's essentially alcohol. Like it can help in that time, but it's not going to really solve anything. It's not fucking, penicillin. It's not going to actually fix something. It's just kind of holding you over till you need another dose kind of thing. But then again, on the other side, I don't know where you're exactly coming from with that. Oh, Mo, yeah, those GPs, yeah. Yeah, general, and I got into this conversation with a dude a while back. Those general practitioners, don't get me wrong, I'm sure the schooling was difficult and all that shit, but the reality of a GP's general job is, and this is brutal to say, I know a doctor is somebody, why they gonna hate me for saying this, but it's the truth. Their job is to keep specialists from being overwhelmed, right? For good and bad reasons, because there's some people who they'll just assume they got a brain tumor and got no reason to think they got a brain tumor, and they'll go see, the brain tumor specialist, right? So and so he'll just be filled up with all this shit. So the GP is pretty much like the motherfucker. The GP It's pretty much okay. If he really can't do nothing after you got a sore throat or a stuffy nose or got a flu, after that he got to send you out somewhere, which is for a good and bad. I mean, there's good sides and there's bad sides of it. Like I said, the good side is everybody would just go to the brain surgeon doctor if they had a tickle in their forehead because they all think they got brain cancer or something, so they gonna go to that brain specialist. You see, just aimlessly going. So the GP's job is essentially just to filter the motherfuckers out. On who's who's really on some shit and who ain't type of thing. But yeah, oh man, I remember I forget who I was talking to about this. Maybe it was a live stream, but I remember when I was in college, I was fixing computers and doing all that. And my uncle, he was always he was a social status person, right? He was always with somebody's social status. So he sent me to this woman's house to go fix her internet. She had it was a nice house, but she had no idea. So I went over there, and just hooked up. I can't remember what I hooked up, but I maybe it was a live stream I talked about this, but I kept seeing all these plaques and shit on the wall. She was actually the head of the hospital that my mom died in, when she died type of shit, for real. And she poured out all these newspapers and the articles and all this stuff. And when she had done it, and she told me all the stories. Dude, when you go to them hospitals, man, them motherfuckers do not care. You are literally another number to them. And if they can figure out a way to get more money out of you for cancer treatments and all this shit, they will do it. All right, they do. Those motherfuckers do not love you. In America, I'll say this, in America, those motherfuckers have no, they just essentially just women. They have the morals. You might come across some here and there, but and it trickles down to, and then here's the thing, it trickles down to the nurses. And but here's the thing, the nurses, because a friend of mine, he's a nurse. But here's the thing. But it trickles down to them. But then the nurses tend to want to believe that they want to believe that they're doctors. Oh, it just took 2 more semesters to to become a medical doctor, dude. I'm already there. They want to believe that they're that shit. And so a lot of times they'll have the fucking attitude and all. It's just weird. And it goes. I remember doing it. So this car I pick is it's a good. Oh baby, yeah, way too fast. This track literally comes up. Since I've had this game, I've only seen this track maybe 3 times, maybe. And on top of that, they'll do it in different directions. I remember doing it the other way, though. Because I remember that turn from a long, long time ago. When I was living in Chescalipa, I remember doing that turn. I am so trying to wing this while keeping up with the crowd. Oh! Yeah, nobody knows this track. Nobody, it never comes up in the game. Motherfucker. Oh, got rammed off. This is going to be a long race. Now my tires are dirty. And the hard part is you can't see too far ahead to know where a turn's coming. So it makes it even harder to wing it because you can't, it's just so hilly. You can't, and so much of it's blocked off. Still too hot. Ugh. Yeah, I could. Fuck. I could probably floor that. I'm slowly catching up. Ah, fuck. And I remember last time this track was in this game, I would fuck. Like, it's the way that is. I had problems with that. Once I got good at the track, I would fuck that up back then too. Oh my god, dude, I'm fucking this up. Oh, the tire wear. That's what, yeah. Yeah. Tire wear on top of me being shitty and not knowing this track. That shit ain't adding up. You do the math on that. Oh, the internet's lagging? Oh, okay. Said internet's fine now. Ah, fuck that up, too. What the okay. That was awful. I know what I keep downshifting while this car can't handle that. I'm downshifting when I'm turning. You really ain't supposed to do that at all. keep turning too. I don't know why I keep doing that. Yeah, it's way too late on that. Oh my god. Oh fuck. I was looking at my lap times, trying to... I really should have floored that. Oh, yeah, I'm just tired of doing this race now. Oh my god, dude. You swerved over. Yeah. Gonna hobble over in the last place this one. Gonna hobble over the finish line. Yeah, I did that. That's all me. I go. Hobbling over this finish line. Hobbling over this shit. Oh, somebody didn't pit. They probably got a penalty. Yeah, they got a minute penalty. 2 people didn't even pit. So I didn't finish last, but I finished last. Went up 6 positions. That's because people quit and... Oh, I'm sore. I've been working out these last few days. And the issue with that race 3, man, is it's the only race in these daily races where you have tire wear, and sometimes you got to manage your fuel consumption and all that shit too. Which you get. I mean, I've been in here before and done well. Damn, my driver rating plummeted. I'm getting ready to be a D-rated driver in a minute. For me, it always takes me a bit longer to get better at these because they're just so long, and then it's like you get tired because with tracks like this, you're not used to seeing these tracks. Like this track literally comes up maybe twice a year at max, type of shit. I had to pee. Yo, AD, say what's up. You see this comment? Yo, what's up, A1 Games? How's it going? What's up, A1? Undead, Chronic, and AD are streaming at the same time, so I'm going to play one stream on my computer. Oh, word. I remember Undead. Yeah, I used to watch his shit, too. Well, I'll be right back, man. I got to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. I kind of want to go back into that. Let me close this window. I kind of want to go back and do that again. But I feel like that's just not for good content. at all. Because at least because I know the Monza track, so I can compete on there. I just can't even compete at that Alsace. I can't even like that's just not gonna make for good content. That shit's gonna be boring as fuck, man. I ain't do that to you. I'll play that on my off like when I'm not streaming, and get good at it and play it, tomorrow or something. Cause that's just gonna make for terrible content to watch. Just making sure I was synced into your stream. Oh yeah, well yeah. As far as I know, you are. Well, Lowe's, how do you know a girl likes you? Well, sometimes you ain't gonna know me. I didn't think my girl liked me. Until I remember when she did after the first night she left, and then like she texted me like literally 5 minutes after she left type of shit. Sort of like that. I said that's when I knew. But before then, I didn't even like. Sometimes you not gonna really know. Other times you can tell by, let's say, if she's trying to stay, if she's trying to, be alone in a room with you type of thing, or she's trying to find a way to do. She knows you're gonna be alone there with her type of thing. That's a clear way. Another common way is when you start talking to her, if she starts to play with her hair when you talking to her. That I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Like all around the world, but that's a consistent thing. If she starts to play with her hair when she's talking to you, she's definitely comfortable around you. But yeah, but a lot of times you just won't know, man. A lot of times they just expect you to read their mind. So you supposed to know. Because here's the thing, they don't like. I mean, when they expect you to read their mind, they don't. Let me make this bigger. They don't even have to. There's no sweating it because from woman's perspective, there's always gonna be another chump dude. I mean, I'm not calling you a chump, but there's always gonna be some dude, dying to give her attention. So she's not pressed for it at all. She's not woman, especially in her younger years. She's not pressed for it because especially nowadays. She knows there's going to be some guy, trying to come buy her a house, buy her a car, all this shit. And matter of fact, I came across this, and this is always funny, man. There was another American girl who came to Prague, and she was so mad at Prague because she had been to Paris and all that other shit, and was fine. And she came to Prague, and like pretty much the further east she kept going, the worse experience she said she had. And I told her, like, yo, like, with you, like, you an American woman, you had no idea how much you was getting away with over in them westernized countries. You start going further easy, it's going to get rougher for a woman. Because, dudes out here, we can just go buy a 10 out of 10 for $50. So, guys, I hear this ain't going to put up with all that. The guys out here, okay, the Czech dudes just ain't, you always find a fool everywhere. But even like the Czech dudes, a lot of these Czech dudes, they not gonna put up with a whole lot of silly shit from bitches, because you can always find, you if at work, like say worst come to worst, you could just go buy a model. You just go buy some bitch that was just on TV for $50. Perfect example. I follow Show Park on Facebook, and I scroll down, and they got the new girl now, and all the comments go, that's such and such from that TV show that was just on. Like, yeah, my rating went down. I got to get my rating up, man, because I'm going down to the D territory now. I done went way too low. I got to get my driver rating up. But, so yeah, I'm going to leave that track 3 for when I'm in my off time so I can build that shit. Because that's going to make for awful content for this live stream. But, damn, is my internet fucked up? Cause I'm watching myself over here. It costs like $8.15 in the West for escort. How much in Europe? Oh, A1 games, man. Yeah, see the West. That's another reason why I say, man. I feel sorry for you guys out there. I really do. I feel sorry for you guys out in the West, man. Europe, you will find legit model like bad bitches, like the bitch you see, like, well, they don't do like the fake ass injections like that in the U.S., but like physically just beautiful women, beautiful women for maybe I say $60-$70 for like what's that, about a half hour or something like that. But here's the thing. A lot of times, most of the times, they not even counting. They're not even counting the minutes or nothing like that. They just go until you come, and then that's it. And especially once you get to know them, they really don't care. Like, they'll do it for $10. They just don't. They don't care, because the brothels just don't work. This like it's just how the brothels out here. See, in America, man. The U.S. is just monopolized pussy. They've got America has made this monopoly on pussy because they know there's money to be made off pussy, and men will just go, okay, I'll deal with it, and do it, and, in hopes of just getting a woman's affection. So there's so much, like I say in other videos, there's so much more money in letting women believe that they know what they're talking about and shit. There's so much more money in leading women on to think that they're genuinely intelligent. Because women are built to be women are literally created to submit to anything that's nicer or better than them. They're hardwired to do it. They can't help it. So there's more money. There's more money in that in letting them think that they have power. That way, and then they know that men are always going to want pussy. So men will just give them more money, and they'll just give them more power to spend the money they get from the men, and it just grows. It just keeps growing. Why is my traction control off again? Or on? Does she cross her legs in your dirt? Damn, a lot of people got ran off this time. You know what? It's weirdly like relatively clean racing. Like the lower I get, so I'm not trying to run you off, dude. I'm just trying to keep the flow going. Here's the thing, man. With girls, like, see, because I remember what it was like, and I think a lot of why I went crazy in the U.S. when I went back to Ohio. I almost fucked that up bad. Is because because here in Prague, man, if you just go outside, like, you're gonna see a lot of people. You got that exposure. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna see a lot of people, whereas in the U.S. isn't built on most of the U.S. isn't built on walking. You see what I'm saying? So it's so much harder to see and meet people. And all that does is just monopolize the pussy game even more. Because it's just so much harder. Because then it's like, okay, well now you gotta go. Now the only way you meet people in the U.S. is you pretty much have to go out to clubs and bars. You have to go, like you have to go to a club or a bar. Because online dating, a woman's just gonna do. A woman who's a 4 out of 10 is gonna dominate a man who's a 9 out of 10 in online dating if she wanted to. Like a man just cannot keep up with a woman. But see, and that's the part that I always forget about is like, because going back to Ohio, that shit drove me mad because it's like, yo, like you don't go out and see other people unless you just go to Applebee's or because I don't like going to clubs or you say or you just go to bars or something. My bad, dude. That's Slipstream. I was stuck in this Slipstream. Go. And miscalculated where I was supposed to break. But yeah, you just don't meet people, man. Whereas, like I said, out in Europe, you can't just go to, like, you can't, if you just go to a capital, like, for example, when I was in Houston, like, nobody, like, people just don't walk. In America, nobody walks. Oh my God, this is a turn to, like, just, this is why people say never race at Monza. This exact reason. But people just don't walk. People don't go out anywhere in the U.S. Oh, I got a penalty for that? So I'm going to lose a lot of positions. Because that half a second on this long straight is going to turn in about a 2-second loss. Ah, fuck that up. I should have hit the gas. Like literally, like if I'd hit the gas a split second sooner, I'd have got that. I want to live abroad like UAD, but in Japan or maybe somewhere in the US. How did you get over leaving your family and friends in the States? A1 Games, man, honestly, well, because I came, it is difficult to leave that comfort zone, to know that you got family and friends somewhere that you already have, that you already made and already have. It is hard to do that. But then you kind of hit this reality, like once you're going along the way, it's like, well, if you was gonna be fucked up or something like that, you would have been, what's to say you just didn't get fucked up when you was in, Ohio or wherever you live. And so it's like you kind of hit this point where you realize you would have done the same shit anywhere. Driver rating plummeted. Um, But you'll get like a little homesick from time to time, stuff like that. But to be honest, I didn't really go through. I didn't get really kind of homesick until I moved to Chescalipa, in that small town where not many people spoke English at all. Um, that was a situation, but you'll become much more enriched in life once you make friends with people of different cultures, right? Like that's gonna make you a more well-rounded individual. Like you gonna end up better, even if you end up financially fucked up from doing it for whatever reason. Like you gonna end up better overall for doing it, man. Like the only people, like women usually have the harder time with all that, because like women's got to keep track of. Okay, there's a dude who flew here from the U.S. and we got to talking to these girls in this bar, and I asked her, like, and it's from the U.S. I asked her, well, so what differences do you feel? Like, do you feel like you got to perform more as a woman just walking to the street? And she goes, oh my God, yeah, like the guys don't even look at me like that over here like they used to. Like that, the guys just don't even look at me anymore. And that shit crushes them, man. Like women have a lot more to juggle, whereas men, once you get, once you know where some stable pussy is, and once you know where some stable pussy is, and you got some little bit of money and you know where to get some food, you gonna be all right, right? You gonna be all right. All bitches dream of rejecting Chad. Yeah, that was that whole video. Yeah, that was that old Anaconda video where y'all heard that shit. Where that crazy woman went through this whole long rant about self-help and all this and all that. And her fantasy after that whole rant was that is her standing up in a room with other tramps, finally getting the courage to tell Chad no. Yeah. Oh yeah, and all bitches dream of that shit. Because here's the thing, because it's in woman's nature. She wants to be, like, she really thinks she wants to be number one. Okay, and here's the thing. It's the same thing like how when a dog is chasing a truck, the dog thinks it really wants that truck. It thinks it wants it. Or just like that woman I covered on a live stream, about 2 weeks ago now? Like, they think they want Future to act like Russell Wilson. Or like what that woman said, was it about 2-3 weeks ago now, that kind of overweight white woman I was doing a live stream on. She thinks that she wants the top, how she says, the top 20% of men to act like the 80% of men. Or she wants to be able to treat the top 20% of men like she treats the 80% of men that she don't want. Like she thinks she wants that. You see, like a child, like a dog chasing a car. She thinks she wants that truck, but when that truck finally gives her what she wants, she gonna sniff it and say, "Oh, this ain't shit," and be off. Yes. So I kind with the girl with the bitch on the time. If she and this go back to that what I did last week of the Jaleesa girl. Like I said, even me and my girl, we had a long talk about this shit in the car. Well, I picked up this chair for free. This dude was giving away this chair, and I'm gonna try to make a sim rig out of it. I'm gonna take it apart and try to make a sim rig out of it. He get it away for free on Facebook. So we had a long talk about this. Even if this dream scenario played out, even if this dream, let's go back to Jaleesa from last week. even if this dream scenario pans out to where this unicorn of a man, he's 6 foot tall, 6-pack ass, blah blah blah, da da da, and all this shit. Let's say, and he's got a great job, and he drives sports cars, and he's dreamy, and his eyes are so dreamy, and all. Let's say she gets all this shit, right? She would have no idea what to do with it because she's never had it. And if she did, she fucked it up. Because if she didn't fuck it up, she wouldn't be looking for it again. All right? She has no idea what to do. And here's the thing. And I told my girl, it would be this. That's the same thing as me, AD, or she knows Wendell. Me as Wendell. I say, you know what? If I find a job building railroad tracks that makes $300 million a year, I'm going to love that job. And that's just my dream. And I'm going to do whatever it wants. Now, for those of you who are involved in hiring at jobs, you know, well, AD has no experience in building railroads. I don't have the first inkling. I don't have the first bit of work experience with a railroad. You see what I'm saying? So I am the worst person to hire in for this shit. But see, bitches don't think like, because bitches are so shallow. They're so shallow. Like with Brittany Renner. They're so shallow. So they just think, well, I can imagine myself wearing a cute apron, so I could be a housewife. I could be a good wife to a man one day. See, they're so shallow as far as their brain goes. They don't think about the actual reality. Like Jaleesa and Brittany Renner, they gonna be in the same boat. Even though they cut from a different cloth, you can pretty much tell that. But they gonna be, it's the same thing. Both of them go in. Well, Jaleesa's older. She's 40. She's 38, 39, 40. But it's the same. She has her work experience does not show that she would be a good a good person for the position. Period. I feel like it's harder to get women in North America when you're red pill. It's like they know they can't manipulate you, so they don't try anything. Well, yeah, and so late, yeah. I agree with you 1,000%. And I'll go on this. Actually, in that same conversation, me and my girl talked about this. Girls suffer from this around the world to some extent because she's in her prime. She's in her youthful prime. She's in her prime. She is, the perkiest her tits will ever look. The best shape her ass will most likely look in comparison to her waist. The least manipulation she have to put on her face with makeup. And on top of it, she's just naturally youthful and fertile. So if a woman feels like she can't get her way with you, there's not much more incentive for her to even deal with you unless she figures you're of value to another woman she's in competition with. If that's not the case, then there's no benefit for her to like I said, unless she figures the woman, another woman in her life or in her neighborhood, they might want you, so then she'll fight for that. But there's no incentive for her to do that. There's none. There's no incentive. So this is the monopoly that on pussy that America has brought the dating market to. It's like you almost have to you have to let them get away with some ridiculous shit to make her think that she can get away with some shit on you. And here's a deeper part, because okay, and the deep reality on this is, woman around the world knows that she wants to follow a man. All right, woman does not want to lead a man. Fucking period. That is the most disgusting thing. Now she'll do it as a hobby here and there, but she doesn't want to have to lead a man full time. All right, she don't want to do that. If you give her the option, she wants to follow behind a man who's better than her. Every woman on planet Earth, the planet Pluto, if she has the option, if she had to choose to either lead a man or follow a man, every single woman would choose to follow a man, because a woman's top priority is comfort and knowing that somebody else will do the heavy work for her when shit gets too real. That's just what it is. That is woman's core thing. But that comfort also fucks them up, because that comfort, meaning, well, if guys just do what I want, well, now she doesn't have to think. And what does not having to think equal? It equals comfort. See, this is why most bitches you come across, they don't naturally have their own hobbies. that they're good. Most that you're going to come across will not have their own hobbies. They're not going to be talented at anything. They're not going to know how to do much other than put on makeup and wait to get fucked. This is why, because comfort is the #1 priority to bitches, right? But at the same time, she wants a man to dominate her. So that's where the two are colliding. And that's modern feminism's fault. Modern feminism is teaching women to get whatever you want and be as comfortable as you want. But the one thing that woman always forgets is that comfort deeply fucks you. The more comfort that you go to, the more you get fucked up later. Perfect example, me doing these races, right? These races. I know this track, so I'm coming back to this track. Why? Because I know it, because it's comfortable. Right? The reason I'm not doing another track is because it's not comfortable, and also because it's gonna make for bad content for, you know, motherfuckers sitting down watching me, because it's a much longer race than these races. But this can be a perfect example that comfort bitches. See, this is why you don't find very many women who are good at chess. You don't find women who are good at anything that has moving parts. You will find some. Don't get me wrong. You'll find some, and when you find them, they'll be truly impressive, and you will remember them for the rest of your life. But they're very far and few. Most of them, their thought process is, how do I apply makeup to look cuter? Where do I rank amongst my social circle? And I don't want women prettier than me in my social circle. How do I get a bigger butt so I can look cuter than the women in my circle? And whenever I find a man, whatever hobbies he has, I'll just adopt those hobbies. So now I'll become interesting because I'll feed off of him. That's it. Women are not interesting, dude. They're not interesting. Let me sure. My hot. Okay, no, I'm not. He's kind of. All right. Oh, he's doing that on purpose, because that car is fast. Yeah, he's slowing down on purpose, because that car is fast. This is ridiculously clean racing, especially for this group of people, for this class I'm in at Monza. I don't know why you'd pick a McLaren on this track. I'm just baffled at why someone would pick a McLaren on this track, or just ever. It's usually a bad car. Really? That's why they tell you never race at Monza. Super long straight to just hard turns like that. It just is something stupid's always gonna happen. Yeah, he had that coming to him. I've caught all the way back up with the group. This was this low fish noobs. I caught all the way back up to him after being run off the track. I really don't want to get in front of him because I feel like he's just going to run me off again.